Jack is a Brittany Spaniel. His life got off to a rocky start on the streets of Spain when he found himself homeless and unwanted. Then one day, Joe and Rich Warburton were searching for a rescue dog online and spotted Jack in his Spanish rescue centre. It was love at first sight, and so they adopted him and brought him 1,000 miles to the UK to start a new life.
The first time we met Jack, he did take to us straight away, and the girls. He was very gentle with them.
For the Warburtons, Jack was the perfect family dog. He quickly settled in with his new family, but unbeknown to them, something was missing from his new life. And that something was still in Spain. It wasn't until Jack had been living with the Warburtons for 15 months that Joe made a shocking discovery online.
I saw this urgent appeal showing a video of this dog who was shutting down. Every day he was getting worse and worse, and he just wasn't interested in food. They couldn't get him to walk. He just was kind of hiding in this concrete little shed. They didn't think he was going to survive. He was said to be pining to death over a buddy that he'd made who'd left the pound about a year or so earlier. And then they showed a photo of these two best buddies, and it was Jack and Alonso clinging together on the concrete in the pound. And we realised that it was obviously Jack that Alonso was pining for. So we think that Jack and Alonso had actually been sort of picked up off the streets within a day or two of one another. And it seems that kind of in the adversity, they'd kind of clung to one another. And this bond just seemed to have, been struck up between them. And when we adopted Jack, in actual fact, we were actually kind of separating them.
I think we both knew when we looked at each other that we were going to end up with him.
Yeah.
4 weeks later, Alonso made the journey from Spain and arrived at the Warburtons. But after being separated for a year and a half, would these former best buddies remember each other?
It wasn't guaranteed that they were going to suddenly click again. For all we knew, Jack was going to feel really, territorial or really protective of this wonderful new lifestyle he had.
They had nothing to worry about.
Literally the first afternoon, it was just incredible. We knew, didn't we, straight away that instantly they had recognised each other from 15 months ago. It was just amazing. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps now because it was just, to see them playing was just, it was just
so excited.
Incredible.
So excited. They were, it was just such joy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it couldn't have been any better. It was brilliant.
After 15 months apart, Jack and Alonso picked up from where they left off in the shelter in Spain as best mates, rekindling the love they once shared.
Jack is a happier dog now that Alonso's here. I see them as brothers, really. They just love being together. They just love being close to each other. So they may not necessarily always be touching one another, but they just like to be on the same rug, on the same sofa, on their beds together.
Jack and Alonso's bond may have been down to the difficult times they shared. Scientists know that strong bonds like this are formed by the so-called love hormone, oxytocin. It's what we all experience when we fall in love.